Hello and welcome back to Fun Scholar Academy. So in the previous lecture, we have learned about what is adaptation, what is habitat and different types of adaptations of plant. So in the previous lecture, we have known about all the types of plant found in the terrestrial habitat. So today we will be learning about adaptations of aquatic plants. Now can you tell me what is the meaning of aquatic? Aquatic means related to water. See, this is a beautiful picture of a rose which grows in water. So, lotus, lily, these are what? Aquatic plants. That is, they grow in water. Aquatic means plants, those grow in water. Plants that those grow in water are known as aquatic plants. Now in this chapter we will see how the plants have adapted themselves so that they can grow in water. Okay. So now see, on the basis of aquatic adaptation, plants are divided or subdivided into three parts. In the first picture, just see the plants are fully under the water. So these plants are known as fixed plant. See, the roots are fixed to the soil of the below the water. The roots are fixed with the soil in the inside of water. Okay, so it can grow in a deep level also. Now second one, just see, some portion of the plant is above the water and some portion is below the water. So this type of plants are known as submerged plant. And there are some plants that float in the water. There are some plants that float in the water. So they are known as floating plants. So they are known as nothing but floating plants. So some plants, they are fixed to the ground. So they are known as fixed plant. Some plants, the half portion is above water and other half is below water. They are known as submerged plant. And other plants, there are few plants that they float in the water. So they are known as floating plants. Now let us study in details about how these plants are different from one another. First comes the floating plant. Just look at the beautiful picture. See how the leaves itself is looking like a flower and they are floating. These plants are known as duckweed plant. Okay. While drawing a scenery or something or doing a creative artwork, nowadays often this duckweed plant is being crafted by the artist as floating plants. The plant is being made of resin and these are being made of modeling clay and they put flower here. So see how beautifully the plant floats in the water. So let us read now. Floating plants such as duckweed, ulfia and water hyacinth. These names are very important. Each of this name comes as question itself, both for your Olympiad and for your class work. Okay, what are the plants' name? Duckweed, water hyacinth and ulfia. They will ask you direct question as water hyacinth is what type of plant? Is it floating? Is it submerged? Or it is fixed? The answer will be it is floating plant. Duckweed, Ulfia and water hyacinth. Those are floating plants. Now how come something float in water? Everything does not float in water. There has to be two reasons for which a substance can float in water. Look at the picture. It is circular in shape, flat. Okay. Secondly, it is very light and spongy in nature. Now, what is spongy? Spongy means any substance that has many pores and holds air. Holds air. So these things are very lightweight and spongy means they hold air. So they become light and that is why they can float in water. So now let's read again. Floating plants such as duckweed, ulfia and water hyacinth float on water due to their light and spongy nature. Their leaves have a waxy coating again. Why? Because they are always in the water. So too much of water can damage the leaves. So therefore they too have a waxy coating. And what is the name of waxy coating? You know it. It is known as nothing but cuticle. Right? Their leaves have a waxy coating. Why? To repel water. And their roots are not fixed but hang loosely in the water. So how do they look like? Let me draw a picture. Suppose this is how the leaves are. Okay? Okay? And the roots are like this. And this is the water layer. See, the water is very deep layered. Okay? Just see, the water is very deep layered. But the plant is floating and they have roots only in the smaller portion. The roots does not grow inside the soil. They remains in the floating condition. So in the lake or pond, they move from one place to another. Now see, their leaves have waxy coating. I have told you to why? To protect themselves from extra water, that is to repel water, and their roots are not fixed but hang loosely in the water. See, loose roots. Okay, now chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is only present in the upper surface of the leaf. Okay, and upper surface is flat and has a round like structure, so it captures sunlight and makes food in the upper surface only, and in the other lower surface the food is after being made is being carried to other parts of the plant. Done? It just has a broad leaf, no and root and no stem or other branches. Okay, understood? What is floating plant? How do they float? Why do they float? What are the examples? What is present? What is not present? At which part photosynthesis occurs? So if I ask, the question might come, does photosynthesis occurs at the down portion of the water hyacinth or duckweed? The answer will be no. It is restricted only to the upper circular part, which is flat and green in color, just like the leaves. Okay. Now comes fixed plant. What do you mean by fixed? Fixed means the roots are under the soil, and this plant is there. Suppose this is the flower and it is fully under the water, but the roots are inside the soil bed. Clear? So fixed plants have root fixed to the bottom of the water body, such as pond, sea, river, lake, etc., etc., estuary, etc. Okay. They have broad leaf with again waxy coating. Why? Because the plants, they remain under the water for their whole life. That is why they have a very thick waxy coating to protect themselves from water. That helps the leaves to stay dry and prevent rotting. Rotting means that damage from water. Okay, examples of fixed plant are lotus and water lily. Example of fixed plants are lotus and water lily. Done? Now next. Next is underwater plants. Underwater plants anchor to the water bed and are fully submerged. Leaves lack stomata, releasing carbon dioxide through the surface. Leaves lack stomata, releasing carbon dioxide through the surface. These plants vitalize aquatic life by producing oxygen. Includes pondweed and tape grass. Now see, look at these plants. These are fully submerged. They remain inside water. Okay. Now what happens if they remain inside water? They do not need stomata. Why? Because they are underwater for throughout their life, 24 into 7 into 365 days. So constant exchange of water and gases takes place from the leaves 24 into 7 into 365 days, that is throughout their life. The exchange happens continuously. There is no fixed time. Always water is entering, water is leaving. Water is entering, water is leaving. Carbon dioxide is entering, oxygen is coming. Oxygen is coming, carbon dioxide is entering. Again releasing only carbon dioxide when photosynthesis is not happening. So these plants they do not need any extra structure like stomata, whose function is to release water and what gas. So they are adapted in such way that the process occurs naturally. Okay, they enter, relieve, enter, release, because they have do not time to store any water. They do not need to store water as they are underwater, so they do not need to store water. Also, they provide oxygen to the water or water animals, and the water animals provide carbon dioxide to the plants. So there is no lack of oxygen and carbon dioxide and water. So these plants do not need this extra structure called stomata. Examples are pondweed and tape grass. Also hydrilla. That was water hyacinth and this is hydrilla. So these both are two confusing names. Do not get confused. Okay. Now we have learned a lot of things about green plants. We have learned a lot of adaptations, how plants differ in water, how plants differ in different areas of land, right? But what about those plants that are not green? Okay, non-green means there is no chlorophyll. Non-green means no chlorophyll. That means no photosynthesis. Now look at this plant. It is such a beautiful white color plant. Okay, but its fate is what? It cannot make any food because there is no green color present in it. This plant is known as Indian pine, which is non-green in color. Now see, non-green plants do not have chlorophyll. I have told you the Indian pipe and coral roots are the example. How have you seen a coral green in color? No, corals are beautiful creatures like this, but they are of various colors like red, yellow, white, etc. etc. So they do not have chlorophyll in it. Okay. So in the root, what happens in case of coral? There is algae present. Algae present inside the chlorophyll. And algae is what? Green in color, which does photosynthesis and provides food to the corals. And understood? That is why corals are so beautiful in nature. The food is being provided by the algae present inside the coral. By how? By the process of photosynthesis. Why? Algae contains photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll. So such plants that cannot produce their own food are known as saprophyte. Now what is the meaning of saprophyte? These plants take in the nutrition from dead organism. Just see, they depend on dead plants and animals for their nutrition. You have seen mushroom, right? You have seen mushroom. Everyone has seen mushroom. So where does mushroom grows? If this is a log of wood and it is dead, okay, in the rainy season it starts rotting and that time the mushroom grows from it. How? Why? It is generally white in color or in some other color, but it absorbs the nutrition from the dead part of this log, also from animals. So mushroom, corals, Indian pipe, they feed on other or dependent on other animals. Corals are dependent on living organism. Alga is alga is living. So it is not saprophyte. Corals are not saprophytes. Okay? Not saprophyte. They live in a mutual relationship with alga. But Indian pipe is 100% a saprophyte and they feed on the dead plants and animals for their nutrition. Understood? What did I say? There are some plants which lack chlorophyll. So how do they fulfill their nutritional need? So they depend on other plants or animals for their nutrition. Just example is Indian pipe and another one is coral. So coral depend on living organism, that is alga, for their nutrition. So they live in a mutual relationship. The alga provides nutrition and water and minerals are being provided by the corals. Okay, and also they provide a place to alga to live in the water. Okay, and but Indian pipe, they are dependent on the dead organisms like plants, animals. Okay, so they are known as saprophytic. If the animal is dead, or if the animal is dead, then saprophytic. If living, then mutual. So Indian pipe is saprophyte because it feeds on dead plants and animals. Okay, done. Very. Now look at this picture. See, there are different kinds of plant. Even they are green in portion, but they grow in such soil which lack nutrients. And you need, for photosynthesis to occur, you need water which must contain nutrient. That nutrients make the pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, but if chlorophyll is not made in a proper way, or the chlorophyll that is needed for photosynthesis, if the soil is deficient in such minerals, then the plant won't be able to do photosynthesis. Again, therefore, they have to fulfill their nutritional needs depending on another organism. So, this type of plants are known as carnivorous or insectivorous plants. What do you mean by carnivorous? Carnivorous animal, you have heard tiger, lion, etc. are carnivorous animals. Why? Because they kill deer, giraffe, elephant, buffalo, zebra, etc. etc. for their food. Same thing happens with the plant. Now the plant does not go for hunting in the forest because the plants can move. So they cannot feed on deer or buffalo. Instead, they feed on insects. So those plants are also known as insectivorous plant. Carnivorous or insectivorous plant. Understood? Now let us read. Carnivorous plants grow in places where poor soil does not offer many nutrients. So they grow in soil that lacks nutrients. So they have to fulfill their nutritional need. So for that, what they do, they cannot go and kill deer or other animals. So instead, they trap insect. Yes, they trap insect. Often you have heard that there is a trap called rat trap, where places where there are plenty of rats, even maybe in your house also sometimes, if there is a rat, your mom and dad brings a trap, put some food inside it so that the rat comes, and while taking the food it gets trapped inside it, and after that you throw the rat outside of your house. So same thing, the insect, what it does, it traps the insect. How? You know, flowers have sweet fragrance, bright color. Why? So that the insects are attracted to it. Also, they produce food called nectar. Why do they do this, all this? So that when the insect comes, their pollen grains are being transformed from one plant to another or from one plant to another, as the plants can't move. So this is a good thing. They are providing food. In exchange, the pollen grains are being carried. But these insects, they do not provide anything in return. Does the tiger provides anything to the deer after eating it? No, it doesn't. Okay. So here also, simply the plants kill the trapped insects for their nutritional need. Okay. So let's read further. Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, cobra lily, and sundews are some carnivorous plant. Okay, these are the names of some plants which trap insect or kills the insect for their nutritional deficiency, and in return they offer nothing but puts a trap so that the insect comes there, fall in the trap just like the rat for food and other things, and are being killed. Okay, just like the rat. Now let's see how do this process takes place. First comes the Venus fly trap. Just see, they have a flip like opening where the insect comes and they close it tightly and sucks the nutritions from the insect. After that, the insect is being thrown out. See, the leaves of the Venus flytrap consists of two lobe-like leaves, just like this. Okay, just like my hand. Okay, an insect, suppose this is an insect, it comes here and I am closing this. So isn't the pen getting trapped in my hand? So same thing happens when the insect comes, it gets trapped. Okay, tiny hair grows near the hinge. See, this is are being called tiny hairs, which appears like thorns, and they are very hard in structure. When an insect walks across the hairs, the lobes snap shut and trap the insect inside. Digestive juices secreted by the glands on the surface of the leaf helps in absorbing the nutrients. After the insect is being trapped, digestive enzymes are released, which helps in absorbing all the nutrients the insect has, and this is how they fulfill their need. Okay, now let's see this. Just let me turn this. See how it is being trapped. So interesting. Wow, so beautiful. Just look. Just see. Understood how they does? I hope you have understood. Now, next. Now, sundew plant. See, from the name itself, what do you mean by dew? Dew is when during the autumn season, when the Durga Puja happens, what happens? Tiny drop-like water droplets are found in the grass or in the leaves. Okay, we call that dew, or in Bengali we call it shishir, right? So see, this is such a yummy looking plant. See, they are having this watery kind of thing, sticky kind of thing over here. And it seems so yummy and delicious to the insect. So what happens when the insect thinks this is this is very tasty, it looks very tasty and it has a great fragrance. So what happens when the insect comes? It get attached to the sticky part, and after that they roll this one and take, these are nothing but the digestive juices which are being released and to absorb the what nutrients from this insect, and after that they just open up their this hand like structure and throw out the insect. Sand dew plants have long tentacles topped with a sweet sticky substance. Once an insect gets stuck, more tentacles move in the direction of the insect to make a tighter trap. See, not only this, but other hands also, other tentacles also come and roll the insect inside so that it cannot escape, and these enzymes, they completely suck the nutritions, and after they have done, they have absorbed everything, they release the dead insect out. Okay? Even plants kill. Can you imagine? Okay, now comes pitcher plant. A pitcher is nothing but a pot-like structure, right? So look at this. These plants have a pot-like structure, and there is a flap over here, just like a flax, or like this kind of structure. The pitcher plant is having. Don't judge my drawing. I'm just making this to make things understand to you. Now these plants also, they are very clever. They have a very beautiful, attractive picture. Then they release sweet smell. Okay, because of which the insects come here, and when they think that we will get nectar from here, what it does, it closes the flip, okay, and the insect falls inside. Okay, we'll just be seeing how this is happening in a 3D model. First, let's read. Pitcher plants are shaped like a pitcher. Told you. Here, the top and inside of the pitcher is covered with a slippery, sweet smelling nectar. When insects come to take a sip, they slip and fall into the pitcher and are being killed by the plant. Just see. I'm calling a butterfly the pitcher plant. See. This is how the mechanism works. Okay, once more, calling the butterfly. See, such a beautiful plant coming for nectar, and they just fall inside, and there is digestive juice. So the plant is being, all the nutrients are being absorbed by the digestive juice. Understood? Interesting? Okay. Okay, now it's quiz time. You have understood the chapter well and good. So please pause the video and try for yourself. I know you can answer all the questions now. So let's begin. First, what is habitat? A food storage organ, a part of the plant, a type of adaptation, or a place where an organism usually lives and grows. What do you think? Yes, the answer is the place where an organism usually lives and grows. Next. Why do plants need to adapt? To change their color, to survive in harsh climates and unfavorable conditions, to grow taller, or to produce more seeds? Obviously, ma'am, the answer is to survive in harsh climates and unfavorable conditions. Right? Okay. Next question. Which of the following is an example of desert plant? Think, think, think. Pine cone, pine tree, cactus, lotus, mangrove. Pine grows in mountain. Cactus, desert. Lotus, aquatic. And mangrove, marshy area. So what will be the answer? Cactus. Isn't it? Okay. Let's see. Yes, the answer is cactus. What special features help succulents survive in the desert? Storing water in their stems or leaves, having large and broad leaves, growing in clumps, absorbing nutrients from insect. No, absorbing nutrients from insect is done by insectivorous plant. Growing in clumps is found in pine tree. Having large broad leaves are land. Storing water in stem or leaves by desert plant whose name is succulent. Right? So, storing water in their stems and leaves. Which plant adaptation prevents animal eating them for water in desert? Long roots? No. Thorns or spines? Yes. Large flowers? No. Floating leaves? No. So the answer is thorns and spines. Which plant grows in marshy and swampy areas? Coconut tree, coastal. Cactus, desert. Hydrilla, aquatic. So, mangrove grows in marshy or swampy areas. Okay, which type of aquatic plant is completely submerged in water? Is it lotus, duckweed, hydrilla or water lily? The answer is hydrilla. What are non-green plants unable to do? Absorb water? Obviously they can. Grow leaves? Obviously. Reproduce? Obviously. They can't make their own food. Right? Because they lack chlorophyll. Which of this plant is carnivorous? Banyan tree? No. Neem tree? No. Rose? No. Then answer is pitcher plant. Right? How does Venus flytrap catch insects? Venus flytrap. So, by using two lobe-like leaves that snap shut. By attracting them with bright flowers? No. By producing sticky liquid, that is sundew. And by wrapping around them, that is also sundew. So, next, how does a Venus flytrap catch insect? This only I have just told you. It is being repeated. Okay, Koina. So, thank you. So, I have cleared adaptation in plant in 2 lectures. I hope you are clear with the chapter now. So, in the next session, we will be coming with a new chapter, new things. So, till then, keep learning, keep growing and keep shining.